Dongbar Sho Sanje Chidong Soje Chonang Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyazonje Danye Jinso Jive Chonang Dolo Benje Sanje Dongbar Sho Semje Dewa Dan Deve Judan Denver Ju Semje Namje Dunga Dan Dunga Jeje Dan Jawa Ju Semje Namje Dunga Lebe Dewa Dan Mendar Ju Semjen Damje Niran Chadan Nidan Dave Tanyanga Nevar Juroje Semjen Damje Deva Dan Deve Judan Dambar Jurji Semjen Damje Dunga Dan Dunga Jeje Dan Rawar Jurji Semje Damje Dunga Bebe Dewa Namendra Semje Damje Niran Chadan Nidan Ravi Anyola Nera Juro Jiro Yasaji Beje Jusha Medora Nero Lenje Nide Nyambade Sanje Shando Mede Bawai Rogo Nando Shama Chobar Sho Yida Urora Namenda Lakameya Dayame. In English, on page number 11, I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. From now until my enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And by the merit created in this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, encircled by the four continents, surmounted by the sun and the moon, I visualize this Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy the pure land. Idam Guru Rana Mendala Kameya Dayame.
There are still maturity Yavlo data, this is the Shizo Tangdo, Sanga this input. Dina. That's good. We talked to me. What the Tambo on it? That Roman Tarin Torido Madukona, Bomjam Sohana, and Madu Ugu to taste. This is Takatsu was what discharge or that don't cheat a post.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me in the cyberspace, and thank you, and good to see you all. And first of all, I apologize because behind the TCC, TCC, we have this construction going on, so therefore you will hear a lot of noise, and I apologize for that. And secondly, we're going to start our pre-teaching meditation practice, and but before we take a practice or pre-meditation, pre-teaching meditation, I'd like to once more and demonstrate how one should practice what we call the 9 times elimination of impure air. 9 times elimination of impure air. That's the part of the question we had at the end of last Sunday's session. So I'm going to answer the question now.
네, 저다 결정 곰절수 결정 내 왼바즈나 그 자주 시점에 봤어. 그래서 뭐 라트 결정 곰고 발치도 많이 거다. 라스타 메이커 상주 라 정나때 랑서 셈티지고 나네. 로지고서 때랑 저서 벌써 진짜 안에 리 까모지 유튜브에 같이 벌써 곰절 리 까모지 네네 아니 라파니들 냠저시네 지금 저리 용바강라 예와자지네 아니 창고도 됐어 동바지 근데 같이 정모 진짜 다 남는 게 있는데 강바지 좀 짓는 것도 포마트나 강바다 같은 것도 지네 아니 지금 뭐 소소다니 점나 내나시다 하정 저 점뭐 마요 돌로 점 영나 때스 그 시트나 때시시네 뭐 근학질라다니 되지네 다금 거를 때나 아니 따다 뜻지네 대탕도 되지 다 내로 곰점에 네 곰바 당보 정내들라 근데 곰 옆고지네 소소 곰로페 소소 소바 착소나다 가서네 곰나테 같이 용고 말소를 당보 거리서도 아니 원발로 곰나 야가요래 그 선보 된데 네 정말 되게 그지 조금 하고 도랑 느끼나 답이 요거 요지
Okay. I guess before the pre-meditation practice of 9 times the elimination of impure air, I think that it is probably we have some newcomers or somebody is new, and just let me say a few words and to prepare yourself about the meditation. And number one, you need to find the appropriate place, a right place, and to practice meditation. Right place or appropriate place in this case is a place where is remote. In other words, is there's no noise or no so much like hazo. There's less activity, especially, and there's no noise around. Why? Because the number one obstacle and for the meditator to be able to meditate successfully is the noise. Any noise or any sound could distract you. And unfortunately today, and this is the case today, here and with us, we have to deal with it. So once you find the right physical location, appropriate place, and then in terms of how you organize yourself, and there are sets of meditative procedure, and which we call the 7 postures of Buddha Vairocana. So the 7 postures of Buddha Vairocana meditation procedure, first of all, involved with you have to sit really, and you make sure your backbone is straight. Okay, is straight. And so like the pile of the coin or arrow, and very straight, and then you place in if you can cross like a full Vajra cross or lotus position, which is good. Otherwise, in the half lotus position, and that's fine. And then the way you organize your hands is that you place your right hands on the top of your left, right? And then when you then you needed to choosing between which way you wanted to do with your eyes, and because we're going to have a lot of distractions with eyes and or the vision, sight, the things which we see. So therefore, preferably, and it's up to the individual person, and maybe you can decide to naturally close your eyes, or you can decide to open it. But in any case, it has to be natural. And if you're able, you are the one can avoid the distraction and still remain your eyes be open. Then while you open your eyes and then try to kind of look down at the tip of your nose, or in other words, through the tip of your nose, look down the floor. But again, that's not the point to focus on where you are looking. It's just the kind of position, how you position your eyes while you're open. If you can, choosing have your eyes be opened. And so yes, so that's what yes, so that's what you needed to avoid, and the things you need to know and you need to avoid. Now, of course, there's a way to organize your town. So, in other words, you roll out or push the tip of your town and the roof of your mouth, and that way you keep your saliva and from falling. And then your chin is kind of relaxed and a very natural and position, not too sort of higher, to take up and higher or lower down, but in a very natural, keep it very natural. And so yes, once all the things have been organized, then the like I said before, before you become a very good with meditation or expert with meditation, and you really need to work on those procedures and follow the particular find a quiet place, a very quiet and peaceful voice or noise-free place. And then once you become very good with it, right, and then you can meditate anywhere and whenever and you can or wherever you want to.
자땅아도 의태한테 조 가르스는 샘트파 구하게 샘트마 영에다오나 샘트페 야 샘나 강은로 치 텔리드베 제도나 디 강은 샘나 제와도 나 셔당로 치도나 셔당트파 냐메 어치 동용 뭐 이러다 오늘 지금 노출라서 보시면부터 뜻마 냠네 샘트가도 성마도 하겠더래 치즈는 용에다오나 띠도 상하지 오부터 땅을 때로 치다네 tang pu yawa ni pha tel solo chi yo bale tang tela un do tang nyam te gut do tang nyam sep tela tani jamba chi ma u tela te bana sep pha dongyong chu solo chan do ro sep solo chu sona tani so so kar samno tang ne gom jakena ti sola pa ne ko tana sholo da tama cha ti kang kar ti ro wa te ma to ne sep ki da na ti yonggo mar so cha mar sa no ti kang da mu ti me on da cha da
That yeah, we really can meditate. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So here. Now let's begin our 9 times of the elimination of impure air practice. The 9-time elimination of impure air, and fundamentally the understanding of this practice is this: you are breathing in, right, and you breathe out. You do this as consciously and with a great awareness. So the benefits of this is this breath in or breath out or inhalation, exhalation, and essentially is to try to set your mind on the station, and or sound your mind be ready. This is because when you began at the very beginning of your meditation, and your mind probably is still in the stage of or in the states of some kind of uneven or restless, and even in some cases it probably is very disturbing, and a very agitated states. You may experiencing before you meditate. You may experiencing. You just had experiencing, or your thoughts is involved with some kind of difficult experiences, right? By recollecting the past or reflecting upon some kind of challenges or negative experiences. So your mind is having a hardship or some kind of hardship or difficulties. And so this inhalation, exhalation, and for 9 times helps you to get rid of that immediate negative experience. Right? And in some cases, maybe you are experiencing in some form of the sort of a dislikeness or involved with that your mind is experiencing some sense of being upset, right? And so the state of upset and upsetting, of course, is not going to help you in the meditation. So therefore, either is or you experience some kind of a confusion, right? You feel so confused, or you're unhappy, or you're very much attached to some kind of physical and or mental and pleasurable and a sensational pleasure. So in any case, anything your mind involved with the confusion and or upsetting or aversion or attachment. So this 9 times of the elimination of impure air will bring you back to the state where you can enable to meditate. So in other words, we are cleaning. We are clean, like I said, a word says elimination, meaning it's cleaning, right? We are cleaning the mind and make the mind be able to properly meditate. This is like you take you have a piece of a clean piece of paper, right? So in order to make a picture or write something or drawing something, you have to first go and have the piece of paper that is absolutely clean, right? And plain. So then you can decide whether you want to draw in something or you want to write in something, okay? And so same thing here. So in order to let our mind functioning properly and in the state of meditation, we need to clean up our mind prior we do anything. So therefore, so you began to do this 9 times elimination of impure air. So you start with breathing in from the right nostril, right, and then release the air from the left, and so yeah, you do this like 9 times.
예원이야 텐서들이 같이도 지금 셰럽지 차탐지야 당신의 마 당수 지금 머시위 차탐지 마 당송 삼나를 거랬으니까 다 소수소수 그 어때 공람이와 지나 수그 셈나 지금 요문으로 잠시와 가려나 디쇼때 공나는 거 근데 요반이 야 텐에 예와 같이 요반이 야 텐서 지금 지금 탑지 차탐지 삼당양지라 수버들이 삼당지 야 텐에 텐송주 마 당수 때리 디도 소원의 지금 어런지 던지 등을 던지 마던데 돈송 삼데 대자랑 세우는 뭐 어떻게 그제 아니 니가 당서 어떻게 탑시 종중이 예매듯지니 소소질 상당형지 셔를 동치와 탐지 소질라 계속 근데 마 당서 뜻음지 탐지 놓아라 파 신이 놓아 숨지 탐지를 얘기라요 근데 탑시 계속 근데 삼모 당나 그랬어 영 꼴찌나 미 소소수 더 많이 묘목 강식치 보여나 되게 년보 때 삼노 동네 되게 년부터 야 당지 뒤도 그런 거 생각 맞지 강을 때 강을 참아마 내로 때문에 뭐 바카르지네 거 때리지가 뭐 받지네 때나도요 봐 새도 돈벌네 당신 냠지로 때리가 몸잡리나 다 심지 함지기 능력 소소gel라야랑 아니 소소기 대화동 거도 파지 어떤데 다 동는지 당담을 때 아니 말을 지내도나 소소라 강 방바요나 때라테네 그 땅한테 강들 때 삼노 땅에 그렇게 되면서 때 담지 띠강가 삼노 땅에 내고다 삼노 땅사 때 삼노 땅 샘발로 차소나 때네 다 단당가도 진 로만 동거 진 로마 봄진에 때네 아까때 단도 거 가르고 뭔가 때 봄 띠강가 좀 지금 그랬어.
Yeah. Yes, so here is the procedure, how you should practice the 9 times of elimination of impure air. First of all, so you close your left nostril with your left hand, okay? Left nostril with left hand, and then you begin inhalating, right? Inhalating. So while you're inhalating, and so the visualization or the thinking that you need to exercise is that now you are breathing in the wisdom qualities of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. You are breathing in those wonderful qualities, okay, the wisdom. So all the wisdom is they coming into you from the Buddha, Bodhisattvas, and through the inhalation, right? That's all them into you, right? And then when you switch, right, your index finger and to cover your the right nostril, and then release by exhalating. So when you exhalating, and your thinking or the visualization you need to do is that now all the ignorance and the sufferings caused by ignorance, right? Ignorance itself, all of them are being relieved or been exhalated. So that hold on. Let me. I got this a little confused. Did you from the we attended then the Shirik Chaya Temperwa.
No, Sheriff Chatia, then Sona Tig, Doso Mashiwa, the Maripat, Santo Matunura.
Well, the Matandis in the Susu Mato Samjana, the mobile Mandua came there.
That I covered Kitong Su some under Tawachambut, some dollars, some subject.
Oh, yeah.
The Manasu Tomo and Susu Lacangliona, Ki Kanga to the Doso Sanga, Mr. Kanga Sasson the Gorge. They couldn't take contact. Sem Nanga Kang, the Pa Jejin, some Lolo child.
Okay. All right. So I'm glad I asked it. So there's two levels of practice involved. It's pretty much depend upon you individually. And here is the thing. Suppose you are in the level of the advanced level of meditation. Here you are ready to utilize the 9 and times of elimination of impure air, and to enhance your Bodhisattva's practice, such as like the giving and taking, right? In that case, if you are the individuals like that, you wanted to do, that's your preferred, you prefer to do that, that's your preference, then yes, the different, we can talk about it differently. But here, let's say you are someone want to start something the basic, okay, not jumping right away and jump into such a higher and Bodhisattva's practice, namely the giving and taking. So rather, you want to start to do something to address your own individual dismay or the problems that you're experiencing. Then, right, it's again depend upon your individual cases, right? If you feel that the confusion is your primary challenge, right? You always feels not kind of focus properly. Your contemplation is no good, or your the comprehension of the higher fundamental or ultimate the questions about ultimate nature of reality. That type of things bothers you. Okay, then when you begin to inhalating, like I said, right, you are right, left nostril with the left index finger. Okay? Now you're breathing in all the wisdoms of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, get in all them into yourself. And then when you exhalating, you switch. And when you exhalating, switch your finger, right, the index finger, cover the right nostril, and then slowly, gently, right, and let the air which you brought in, right, and now out. While you release them, imagine all the ignorance of you, right, whatever the confusions, ignorance, and then right, and or less informed, right, or misinformed. So anything involved with the knowledge, right, and the pure knowledge and correct view, and right, and it concerns you, right, and then now all the ignorance, right, and the causes of ignorance, all of them are being released. Okay, you exhalate in that way, and then you do this 3 times. Now you focus your individual's problem. But suppose something you are not the one who is particularly troubled by the confusions, right, or the ignorance, or less informed, misinformed, right? But you have you'll be always attacked, right, or troubled by attachment, right? Your attachment is your primary challenge. Then when you, right, again, when you do this inhalation, right, and that will cover your left nostril with the index finger of the left hand. So now you're inhalating, right? So wisdom, right, of the old Buddha and Bodhisattva. Now when you're exhalating, your attachment, the problems you're experiencing, and has it been relieved or has it been cast out? So there's attachment. And then similarly, if you are the one that easily get agitated or experience lots of disappointment, hate, and upsetting easily, and so on and so forth. So the things are, your experiences primarily related to the aversion then yes, when you inhale the wisdoms of all the Buddha Bodhisattvas, exhalating in all the hate or any form of aversions. So that's individually you have to figure out which one is your primary concern, okay? And then you do accordingly. But suppose that you are someone who is yes, and then I'm sorry. The problems if you experience with the hate or the disappointment and any form of aversion, then when you inhalate, the way you inhalate is the compassion, loving kindness, compassion, the power of the loving kindness, compassion. Here la kungande yara kusi kando dani range di kangan damo zo zo sa zo kendi shidang dang dewa yobayina and ya tendi the shudja si subject inji kuyun den ya the and ma tang di and
shidang de nyambo te tonen cheguna di zoba shagor zogum chag zoba tipa niwa tinda zoba te shidang nyambo mati ba kono nyomori la ni chi matiwa zongin ga ni kang de oro te nen do ke chet mo gom gona ne te chet te tobe man de das man de das namba ni sujala su ma to de lig na ta ta
pido ga ni ta ma sona de tonglan kabla de che tombo jin de so yo ga da ge ro su su kang che tu
so kang te de te tonglan sa ta sim tam chi ga jam dang yang de la su 근데 딱 진짜 집당 안 되는 거도 딱 지원 그 투모하러 지나 소소 계획 소소 선나 강을 거 샘는 거 너도 샘는 거 강을 때 매워져 그랬다. 니그 샘 강을 때 리나서 매워져.
그게 다들 마르바티 강세데 시력 차대야 되는 마당데 디 마르바티 탐제니 벤 수수인도 적기 이 강을 최대 베미시나 디 마당데 야당데 야nen데 강봉
Madu parwa. Ta ko ngoi ti dochak chesa nyombe madu parwa. Ngoi ti phasok ti ngoi nili ngoma te hama ko china de ti ngonda ti ngoi nili ti tokone. Ngoi nili topi sta shamdanya de kar te pha su gela chini ti phasok nyombe ti gomna ta konda. Te tong nyomori da ti nyambori ro. Rab chona te shina su nyembo ti te gomna. 요거 또 무슨나 잠바치니 때 셈나 봐 테니 마 돌이 쳐도 뛰는 파쇼 셈디 셈디가 때 잠바치 또마 돈송선 때리고 없나 요거 요러지
그래서 아니 그 제당 그냥보다 가라다다 가라 지용 많이 밑에 가라라 야 텐디 컨텐고가 미바데 컨텐고가
딱 게와 미스 송 도착 냠보 공고나 맞바 공나 고레 아니 제당 냠보 공고는 조파 공고레 조피네 조파당 마리파 냠보 공고나 셰르 공고레스 또 셰르 티 남바 티 파도 티 카프트 다 소소 셈 냠보 주어라
그래
냠보를 요때
이거 조파 마당데 티 야당데 조파
Zopa zogum zum shigana ti konso ti jala shedang ma nyam ro. Shedang to zopa to bitene te yongora. Te zogum zum chembo zogum kochatan chpai gur. Shedang ti jala kat kor. Tenda zopi chatam chi so nisam yong zopa kyapsong samna ta tene shedang ti lamka te kando. Shedang de sam ma kyo to to.
Akung ga jedo go. Kam de ge zopa te de shede ngi shigu. Zoba ya mibas jangu wa shira yuna chok jawa seji tam chek shira sede da sama khat jo ga zoba nengi ko mayong ka ta de kam de zo yu ya tan de zoba de chimo miba chimo zo da chok jawa seji tam chek thik zoba yon das konara zoba de chimo za miba chimo nengo ga
zoba de 바로 chimba tek na zoba 바로 chimba yoro ne
ne
jawa seji tam chek gela chimchu zoba nyamne chine sang jawa soso gela zoba niwa sawin chi yoro o sanji tam chek niwi salam to soso gela sobi niwa zopin sawing niwa pa kompeti jongso teletene shedana sobaki lam khosong sam ta tene ma to song sam tene jira ka do man tongna tele nela pena halig do tene jira ta to no ma
te check nge ko manyon songwa denge sana kharjin me I apologize because this is bitter and I think I am experiencing confusion today, the ignorance myself. So maybe I may take on wisdom for a few minutes and then translate. It's yeah, my mind is not functioning perfectly. So here's the thing: individually again. And so individually, and if you are the one who is troubled by attachment, right before the meditation and the practice meditation, you feel that your attachment is strong, or in general is strong. That's your primary challenge. Then, so here is again a specific object from where you experience attachment has to be addressed specifically or accordingly. For instance, like if you are the one who is primarily bothered, troubled by and some kind of a sexual desire, right? And then you need to meditate on the ugliness of the flesh and the things which you sort of attach to, right? So the ugliness or the unpleasantness of the
matang patra mating patra matang pa na kachi jiro ora kati yetta ma na te kachi jaman jiro yo te samdang na ti niwa sre jon phaju de
congratulate do chin de mo ma ja ja nga ngo tum sum yo ha myong jo ga nga do chig de shet na de mo je gong ne je sare ane do chak nyam bo de la ane zo ge de li ma sang wa ge ma de ba de ma ra ma tak pa mating pa niga de oh yeah okay, so two things. One is that if you individually you experience that physical attachment, which is more or less involved with the sexual attachment, then you need mentally focus on the objects which you physically been drawn to or attached to, and by reflecting upon that physical entity, the nature of the physical entity, in this case, of course, it's flesh. Bone and blood, right, and the constituents that forming or make up the physical body, and then that gives you a sense of this desire, attachment. So that's the ugliness of the or the unpleasantness of the object. But then Geshe-la said, here's another one. This is subtle. That is if you're troubled with attachment, right, other than the object which will give you the attachment to the sexual desire, but you need to meditate on impermanence, okay, impermanence, and think of, right, reflecting upon the momentary change in nature of the object from where you feel your attention being drawn or your mind being sort of taken to that object. So meditate on the impermanent. Here's two things going on, right? Meditate on the unpleasantness or ugliness of the object and to address the sexual desire. And then the impermanence of nature of the object from there, and you feel that you are attached to. So this is when you're doing the inhalation, right? And you inhalate the wisdom, right, of the understanding of wisdom of these two, the two things, and you inhalating, and then you exhalate the attachment itself while you are breathe out. And then here, the third thing, individually, if you're troubled by aversion, right, or any form of hateful and hate-related experience, then and you meditate on individually, you have to decide, but in general, you meditate on the patient or tolerance. Right? Patient tolerance is that when you inhalate, you meditate on the quality, like we talked about the six Parajana Paramita, 6 great perfection. There is a patient, right? Parajana Paramita. So you meditate this the enlightened qualities of patient and Parajana Paramita into you, right? You sort of take it in with your breath, and then when you release or exhalate, and then think of visualize that all the things which bothers you and that relate to the hate is being out, right? Cast out. So we know that patient is in general is a great quality, right? And that's the best, most direct technique to address any form of frustrations and challenges. Yeah. That is thing
의미가 되는수 따뜻하게 주지는 거야.
네, 의미가 여주스는 기라.
그래, 의미가 되는수 따뜻하다. 답신이가 그 차디야 소소니가 나고니가리야 손. 마 종조띠 독속 그 말이 봤던 내랑 지어서 말로서 봤던지 마. 도송 삼지다. 때나 때 쇼트가 딱 간다. 정말 저런도 그 땅 소소 셈나 셈도 띠가나 쇼 두단데 거스. 다 근데 셈나 잡아 참아 제도와지 도와지. Yeah.
So then we did it, right? The left nostril, right, and the right nostril. So now here you come to the both. So again, let me make this clear. And I guess I said, but I don't think I translated correct clearly. So by close your left nostril with your index finger of the left hand, then you are, and this is 3 times of inhalation, exhalation is supposedly, right? And again, it's different individually, but let's say you are going to visualize that all the wisdoms, right? You're going to address the primary cause of your trouble, which is the ignorance. So you are inhalating the wisdom of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattva. And then when you exhalating, right, switch your nostril, right? Cover your right nostril with the left index finger, and right, and all your ignorance is and been relieved. Right? And you did this 3 times. And then now you covered your right nostril with the right index finger, right nostril with right index finger, right? You begin inhalate with the left nostril. At this point, right, you imagine or you think of, you visualize that all the causes of your attachment. Suppose the cause of your trouble, individual trouble, is attachment, right? You're going to address it. So the way you do it, it is again depend upon you. So now you're inhalating your realization or your realization or your understanding of the ugliness or the unpleasantness of the object from where you feel physical and sexually being attached to and troubled with. Okay, so but if you have no this trouble, and however you have the troubles with attachment in general or some other things, then you when you inhalate, right, while you close your right nostril with the right finger, index finger, right, while you're inhalating, imagine or think of or visualize that the wisdom that understands the impermanent nature of everything, all phenomena. Okay. Now you meditate on, you're inhalating the wisdom that understands the impermanent nature of the object from where you feel troubled with, okay? and cause you trouble. So that again depends on you which one you prefer. And so you done this, right? You done this 3 times. Now you're back to normal, right? Your hands gesture and in the meditation and the posture. Here you're going to begin to inhalating and exhalating with both nostril for 3 times. Okay, both nostril for 3 times. What you do here is that inhalating. Now you inhalate. While you're inhalating the union or the combination of the method, which is a compassion, okay, and the wisdom. Now you're inhalating the combination or union, the qualities of the compassion and wisdom of all Buddha, Bodhisattvas. You're inhalating, gets into you with your breath. And then when you release and you think of and all the common troubles, right, and being relieved. No, again, I'm not so sure. That's second. Let me ask Geshe-la. Ya tandi tepsi ni jil, Geshe-la. Ma tandi gan tangu. Ya tandi tepsi ni.
So ni la samlo tangno gina. Ya te tepsi ya te ma so liki dengan semki dengan de liki na tala so ma to son de gre. Jila samlo tangno gina tela te rang liki tepsi ni to kompa to son tela te ni tepsi ni niwa de papa ni do sam chila. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here's the translation. So when you inhalating, you inhalate the union or the combination of Buddha's wisdom and the compassion, right? And both simultaneously, and you inhalating them. And then when you exhalating, it's again, it depends upon your individual and cases, right? Your individual's needs. Suppose you are experiencing some kind of physical discomfort, right, or challenged physically, and then while you're exhalating, imagine all those troubles and causes of the troubles being relieved, right? And that have been taken out. And so, but if you have both sort of mind and a body, right, and troubled equally or evenly, and then you take in the unification or the union, the quality of the Buddha's Bodhisattvas. Skillful means compassion and the wisdom. So we exhalating and think of, imagine all these causes of trouble, both mentally and physically, being relieved. So you have to decide which cases and which is your individual and individually what your problem is. But if you are someone who is in the high level, right, advanced level in this particular practice, then you, while you are inhalating the union of Buddha's Bodhisattvas, wisdom, compassion, and right, when you relieve or the exhalating, and think of that in the qualities and the compassions, loving kind of wisdoms, and you're going to address the sufferings of all sentient beings. Yeah. So if you bring this practice into the Donglen, giving and taking and giving, and then that is your focus will be different. But in any case, there's these 9 times of exhalation and the inhalation practice is aimed. The key is aimed to clean your mind or set your mind in the proper place and for meditation.
다니 의태지라 의태 사막 샘때 의랐다 지의다니 의탄 관들 의고트인데 롱때야 로아트냐면 샘때야 노트마 또는 샘때마 또 상lum부 바깥도 뜻이 선마양아지 의고트수도 공자이죠 로마도 공자이지.
So now let's do it and practice ourselves and the technique we just learned. So again, so the point is your mind and your breath, right? The exercise of your exhalation has to be unified, has to be one. Okay? So here, and your mind is and your the breath with that you inhalating or exhalating has to be tied up, or that you have to. You are experiencing. I mean, you experience that they are they're simultaneously and they are singly in and singly out. So we do this exercise, and then after that we do the Aryatara mantra practice.
Okay.
So let's close your Iwanirvela. Lapa, you're just on the killer.
Lapa Yawa the
Oh yeah. So yeah, use your right yes index finger and close the left nostril. So yeah, again, don't try make a big deal with of it, whether left or right. It's your individual's preference if you whichever the way. But don't get to the point and be lost. So here, right, in this case, is use your right index finger and close your left nostril, and then inhale it. Let's go. Now the switch. Okay? Now we exercise the inhalation with both nostrils. Take it naturally, kind of full amount of breath in, and then try to kind of reasonably remain hold inside while you're doing that. And think of that now you are sort of replace, right, your what we call the old, or in Tibetan, ro is like the corpse on the bed or waste and the air, right, and breathing within you. And so you sort of give it yourself a moment to replace it, change it, and then relieve.
야, 다 생성마 조절 다 디가는 아주 지저 로마고 지저 로미 뭐 디와 신도 탐지 소소랑 탐지 이게라도 다다 나사데 강가 청마파 선매하셔서 참 고민했지.
Now, I suppose that we all got our mind be ready, and our mind in the states where it's suitable for the Aryantara mantra meditation. So now, while you are again reciting Aryantara mantra, and think of the sufferings and caused by this COVID-19 pandemic, and so think that all the causes of suffering is being and taken care of, and all sentient beings are relieved from the sufferings and the causes of sufferings.
It's 11 o'clock.
do dare do re so ni wa de ni do na ji sun do ma do ju ne do wa ji ja ma le wa de sa la wo sho na ba jin jin na le ta ja ja do yi na ma lo ba dang do chu ma me ba sho den ba da sang an de jo do ba sho kan do sem bo la so ba ni je sem da den jo ru chi
ya 다 때랑 스타트 종 친구들 못서 말해 그래서 딱 아주 못되는 곰 가시고 제가 곰 저서 다 타고 쳐볼람 상스 생곰을 셔발라 당보 원루 청고 때라데 삼바 동용지 되네 샴바지 형지지 디 청소나 되네 상스 샘도 여러분 통고 때자다 안에 특별히 가 저러는 당보 삼바 동용세 사지 당 때네 결혼 상가지 때문에 사원직 때문에나 사원다발라 당보 상가 코냐모였고 사이야고지고 그랬어 대가르나 세바 동용도 대 코냐모제스 랑진 탐주 코냐모 용한테 사성라 보이는 다티 요네 그 초코 마르텔라 아니 니미 토통지 칠라소베 칠라소만 정거한테 샴발라 빌려 샴바 심지 탄지 대화 당다나 삼비 삼로도 요나 아니 랑진 그때 티토크 니와트 그 초통 거 디는 그 사원로도 형지래서 형지 사원 다 사원 상가기야를 당도 사원 내거든 오라 정치 사무종을 세비 사원대 양지 사원대 섬지 탐지 능을 있잖아 서비 삼로들어 어때 요나더니 서버 정부 동용지더니 샴바더니 양지 또 고만 안에를 매지는 정치 샘 소소 통 어때 정치 샘질라 통송하다 소소 샘바 적으로 대저다 서버 동 어때 성공을 했어 땅이 뜻이 정도 마
Okay. I'm afraid today we don't have time to go to the textbook itself, but let's continue discuss about meditation. And here, let's suppose that we are the one who aimed to practice bodhicitta and integrated the teachings of bodhicitta in our meditation. The way to bring the bodhicitta into our meditative practice, first of all, we have to know that it has suppose that you understand, right, the benefits and the qualities and everything. Now you are ready to develop it. So after set up the goal, now what you need to do is need to take a few steps and one after another. And the number one step you need to take is you need to reach the state of equanimity. Okay? The state of your mind has to be what do we call it, the equalized, right? Or equanimity. So bring your mind in the state of equanimity, right? And then from there, you take the second step, that is meditate on the kindness, right? Kindness. Loving kindness, right? Or metta in Pali and Sanskrit. And then, so next step. The third step is the compassion self. So you meditate on the compassion. And so these are 3 steps, right? Start your meditation of bodhicitta. Begin with the meditation of equanimity, and then move on to the meditation of loving kindness, and then move on to compassion, is exemplified or can be understood through the analogies such as seeds of the plants